Well, we have a little bit of progress on our land. Got a couple loads of gravel dumped in, so we have access to the first bench of our property. And we're going to utilize it as a garden. And the woods over here are going to be used as food forest. Got some trees already planted, still living. Without being here to water them, everything looks good. Alright, I'm at the second entrance on the lower bench to get us into the pasture, and see there's a couple bumps right there. That bump goes up to that bump in the pasture, right up along there. And it slopes down to the second flat spot. So I measured those out, and those were 25 by 20. Two different spots that could be a pole barn. And I'm gonna take you up, which will hopefully be a driveway or four-wheeler path or something, up to the second bench. But I'll have to get a bulldozer out here to get up this. But beautiful cedar I left in the walking path. It's kind of zen looking. But I pulled up to the second bench up top here with my van and got in easy. As you can see, the water sheds right here across my driveway, so I could leave it, but then every time it gets wet I'd get stuck. So I was thinking about putting a culvert right there. I'll have to see next year if the county will sell me another one. But this straightaway here goes to access to the second bench of the property. We've done some cutting and some firewood right there before. This is pretty much another access point to the property, to the second bench, and you'd be happy to see that I have a 30-foot culvert right there that needs to get pushed down just a little bit, so I have a good turn in from this road here. Take you both directions in Howling Wolf. So this is it, the straightaway to the second bench. Access to the tiny home, access to the power and water and whatever else is in the future. Solar gain, solar passageway. And here is the next hill to the next bench. I'll take you up there in a minute. Well, we're happy to see progress at Monolith Ranch. We got our new entrance onto our property, and it's a sight to behold, and be able to drive onto the second bench and with ease of comfort. But I'm gonna continue laying gravel along here because there's some water issues on this flat spot. As you can see, there's maybe from this angle you can see that there's a huge mountain right there, comes down and washes over here, but for the most part it's dry. It just needs about 4 inches of gravel. Here's where I want to put the pole barn, possibly take out these 2 trees and pull right into here, and it's a semi-flat spot. And then I'll have to get a culvert, there's that word again, lay it right here so that the water may not pass on the driveway. Might hand dig that, or maybe have to get a backhoe. So then the kissing tree, lays out into a roundabout for the cars. But right here's the kissing tree next to the oak, some mighty trees. But right here is where I want to put the house. I want to extend it off this bench right here so that it goes straight out and then has some pillars on the back side so that I might plant this hill right here that goes down to the bench into the pasture with exotic transformational trees, and then I'll have a view of the bluff mountain across the way. Alright, so here's the rice paddy again, the roundabout, which is the flat area, and here's the old logging road that takes you down to the pasture. But I'm going to follow the old logging road up to where Toby has thought about putting his spot. This was the old road that first existed when I first started camping out here. And this takes you up to the third bench, which is where Troy wants to make his homestead. So up here somewhere is where Toby wanted to put his place. We'll have to watch it for drainage, make sure that there's no, see how the hill goes up right there and right here. And this right here is the passageway to the third bench. I'll show you that when I reach the top of this hill. But the colors are beautiful. This is where the power is going to be brought in, is right through these, right up there. Alright, this is the top of the third bench, and that's the passageway to get down to the second bench, and there's the roundabout for the rice paddy, and there's the straightaway down there. I've done some clearing up here too, some hugelkulturs to do some water mitigation. I'll have to get some extra soil pushed off once we get a bulldozer, if we ever do. So last time I talked to the bulldozer guy, he said we didn't do a good enough job, that we didn't need him. So we didn't use old Roger Watson after all. Alright, and the bluff is right through here, and I'll take you up there in a second. But this is the third bench. Troy wants to be up here somewhere. I wouldn't mind being up here myself. Beautiful view of the mountainside across the way, through the trees. Talk to you in a sec. See you at the bluff. Here we are on the third bench, and I wanted to show you guys the right of way that I thought about putting up here too, to gain access to the opposite side of the property on the very top next to the bluff. But as you can see right here, there's another water passageway where we have the water containers from the spring, that if we ever wanted to drive up here, we'd probably have to do another culvert right in here somewhere. But the passageway keeps going. I was gonna wait for a bulldozer to do anything, start cutting up here. I did a little bit of cutting, but I wasn't doing it any justice. I mean, a bulldozer's gonna have to do the work basically to cut a passage through this. But it's another flat spot on the very top that I think works well for a driveway. This is the spring water catchment that connects us to the spring. But maybe we just need four-wheelers because cutting a path through here takes out several big trees, you know, like this gigantic tree and others. But for me, I'd like to be tucked all the way up here. There's a nice lookout circular spot right here that would make for a good yurt. Got a big stone in the way, and I thought a yurt would be good right here and overlook the valley. Here we have Troy's boulder garden, where he's gonna pull up his monster truck and camper, and he's just gonna pull it on top of these boulders right here. And I'll take you up to the bluff line. And here's the end of our property. This gigantic bluff that goes up. There's so much undergrowth right now. Hope you enjoyed.